Time now to switch gears and we're going to talk some weather. Just not a really pretty picture out there today. It is chilly and wet. Let's get to meteorologist Clay Smith.
Yeah, that's right, Latrice. We have a chilly and wet Groundhog Day. And if you follow the national coverage, Punxsutawney Phil up in Pennsylvania saw his shadow today, which means 6 more weeks of winter here across the country, which is pretty typical because spring officially starts in 46 days, but it does feel like winter today. So that is a relatively fitting prediction. Temperatures in the 40s, and that's about where we're going to stay. So if you're looking for warmer days, you're going to have to wait at least 3 to 4 more days. I promise you by next weekend, these temperatures are going to be much warmer, but it's going to be one of those dreary kind of days where if you don't have to be out and about, you probably don't want to, but if you're heading home from work or school a little bit later on today, you're going to have to watch out for these wet roadways. And currently, radar picking up on some heavier rain across portions of northern Hamilton, Ray, Meigs, even McMinn counties. Earlier, there was a little bit of light icing into Grundy and some of the higher elevations, but temperatures were really just a little too warm for any issues out there on the roadways. But there could have been some light icing in some of the trees, but now it's all liquid here across much of the Tennessee Valley. Rain from Blue Ridge down to Ellijay, Calhoun getting some heavy showers and some spotty activity into northeast Alabama. So as we take a look at the overall picture, again, heavy rain will continue to move into the area, especially right along that Tennessee-North Carolina line. I do think the heaviest rainfall totals will be across North Alabama and North Georgia through the rest of the afternoon. But once this works through, this last batch, we should start to dry out later this evening. So a full day of on and off showers. And then on the backside, there's just been a debilitating ice storm across portions of West Tennessee down into Arkansas, Texas, and even Oklahoma. Ice storm warning still in effect for the next 40 minutes or so across northern Mississippi back into central Arkansas. And check out some of these power outages. Nearly 500,000 people without power in Texas, over 70,000 in Arkansas, and 17,000 without power in Tennessee. That's primarily in Shelby County, and of course that's where Memphis is located. So fortunately, this ice storm is winding down, and for us, we didn't have hardly any wintry weather, just rain across the Tennessee Valley. That's what we're going to have for the rest of the day. But notice how that starts to shift off to the south, and after midnight, all the rain is going to be across central Georgia and back into the Carolinas as this cold front sinks to the south. And of course, behind this, temperatures are going to start to drop. So we're going to bottom out right around 32 degrees by tomorrow morning. But of course, all the moisture is going to be well off to our south before temperatures drop below freezing. So we're not going to have to worry with any wintry weather. And then Friday, finally, we get some sunshine returning to the Tennessee Valley. It's been nearly a week of just dreary conditions, so this is going to be fantastic and really going to set up for a nice weekend here across the Tennessee Valley. But we could pick up an additional ½ of an inch of rain before we get that sunshine for your Friday. So it is going to be a bit of a soaker on today and continuing into this evening. But look at these temperatures, going to be on the chilly side. But if you like warmer weather, yeah, back to the 60s we go. So 6 more weeks of winter. I don't know. These temperatures say otherwise, and especially looking at the long-term lookout into portions or the middle of the month, above average temperatures look likely across much of the eastern half of the country. So you might want to get used to the 60s because it looks like we're going to have several warm days, maybe even extended into the middle of the month. And as we continue through February into April, over the next 2 months, here's a look at your average high here in Chattanooga. So by March 1st, we're already right around 60 degrees. But by the end of the month, nearly 70 degrees as we open up April. So those average temperatures are getting warmer. We're getting closer and closer to spring. We'll still have some chilly days embedded in between, but it does look like we are headed for warmer weather, especially next week. But not today. 45, rainy and chilly. Tonight we drop into, the 30s, and here's a look at some of those highs. Again, we're going to stay in the 40s, not only here across Chattanooga, but for the rest of the Tennessee Valley. 43 in Chickamauga later this afternoon, 44 in Chatsworth, and over the next 7 days, of course, we're going to have that sunshine returning, and that is going to be a fantastic sight. We'll continue all the way into next week with some fantastic weather, Latrice. So after today, 2 thumbs up for the weather forecast.
Looking forward to that. Thank you.